Today, we're at Six City Cycle in Cleveland, Ohio, 2 blocks south of the Cleveland Zoo, and we're here with our famous master mechanic, Berto, and we're here taking a look at what you guys have been waiting for, the Wired Scout 72-volt bike. You guys knew I had it. I posted a couple shorts. I wanted Berto to give it the one-over to make sure that everything was tight and working right and straight and clean, and just get his opinion on this. Berto's no stranger to big bikes. I've seen the Aniokis in here. I've seen the Grizzlies in here. He's been working on, I've seen wire bikes in here. So that's what made me feel comfortable getting this bike, was knowing I had a mechanic that has already worked on it, got a little history here, and he felt real positive about this bike, or this company. So we went ahead and ordered it up. So today, let's get his opinion. Berto, how you doing, man?
What's going on, Jerry?
Hey, thank you so much for taking a look at this bike. You know, I'm a little nervous because they call it, they created a new class called Power Performance Bikes based on this. So what was your first opinion of this bike?
My initial impression was just, wow, this is a beast. And I keep saying that every time you bring me a new bike, and then you just somehow one up every time. This truly, out of a bicycle that can perform the way this can, is the best built bicycle I've seen so far. They really took the time to make sure that the linkage in the rear end was nice and tight. You got the right amount of battery power to feed that speeds and the power that the motor can put out. And just everything about the controls and everything about the bike feels very smooth. Other than that, I mean, it's just a matter of making sure that it's assembled correctly. That's the biggest thing that I find on these e-bikes, is just something's loose, something rattles loose because of the power, because it wasn't checked ahead of time. And so it looks like Wired has done a really good job of making sure that a lot of the stuff that comes already on the bike, assembled out of the box, is cranked down to the proper torque. Zip ties aren't getting in the way and stuff like that. So that was a huge plus on my end.
Great. Yeah, you know, and I was really, I mean, you took a look at the shock pressure for me. You looked at the front end. You checked the Hellbender crown race for me. That was important. We actually were looking at maybe doing tire upgrades, but honest Berto, he sent me a picture. They were 26 by 3.5 inch tires, and they just looked narrow. So he sent me a picture and said I wouldn't do it. So we decided to just stick with the factory tires. So let me ask you about the power. You had a chance to kind of play around with it. What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, the power, when they tell you that it goes as fast as it does, it genuinely just, it goes. There is some user-friendly settings you can do to maybe tune that down a little bit if you don't want that much kick. But whatever speeds that they're telling you, these things can go and then some. So definitely be careful out there. It's built correctly. It's got the right braking systems and everything on it, but it still is one of those things that, like, the rider has to be careful because it does have a lot of power to it.
What attracted me really to the Wired bike was the fact that you could set this to a class 1, and it'll automatically set the settings. So you have no more throttle, only pedal. It'll only go up to 20 miles an hour. It has a pedal or a class 2 setting where it'll give you the throttle at 20 miles an hour. It does all the settings for you, so you're not going to kill yourself. Has a class 3 setting where it'll be up to 28 or 30 miles an hour, and you have a cutoff there. But then it has unlimited, and that's where you got to be careful. So I've unlocked the unlimited, and I know your partner Mason took a ride on it, and it's intimidating. My recommendation would be start out in class 1 or 2, acclimate yourself, really get a feel for the bike, the weight, the shifting. You know, I think that's really important. So is there anything that would worry you down the road, or anything that a new bike owner, a Wired bike owner, should be keeping their eyes on?
The biggest thing that I find on any electric bike is keep an eye on your tires, because there's a lot of power that goes into those tires and they wear out quicker than you want them to. And then, if anything, the brakes. That is what's going to stop this machine from going as fast as it's going if you have something come up, if you need to stop at a red light or whatever. So making sure that you keep an eye on your brake pads, because you're going to wear them down much faster than you think you're going to.
Right.
And just having a regular maintenance checkup and everything, develop a good relationship with your local bike shop that's willing to look at these bicycles and just, I would rather one of my customers bug me more and say, hey, can you make sure that my brakes are doing good, than similar to my other customers where they just will ride it for 3 years straight and they're like, hey, I have some weird rubbing, and they've disintegrated their brakes. So get those brakes checked in. That's the biggest thing to do with these e-bikes.
What kind of tire pressure did we go with on these?
I threw 30 PSI in there. They're
Okay.
nice and stout. That way you don't have there's a lot of weight to the bike and there's a lot of power.
Right.
So as little friction that we can have on the inner tube to cause flats and stuff like that.
Okay.
As your tire pressure goes low, you do tend to have rubbing on the inner tube. So you want to avoid that. You don't want to get a flat tire on this thing.
Exactly. So great. No, I appreciate everything. So what we're going to do is we're going to go out and we're going to do our own road testing today. We're going to take it to my big hill. We'll do all that, and we'll give it a feel, and let's see what we got. Berto, thank you.
Of course.
Hey, if you're in Cleveland, stop down at 6 City Cycle, like I say, 2 blocks south of the zoo, right on Pearl Road. You can't miss it, the big Brooklyn sign, old Brooklyn sign right out front. Stop down and say hi. He's always good to help you out with questions. So, Jerry T out.